Hello, good evening and welcome to the Prime Sports here on the Joy News channel with me, Ore Kwampo. We do have a really packed show for you, so you do want to stay with us in the next 25 minutes also right here on the Joy News channel. We'll be touching a little bit on the ongoing Division 1 Super League, which has seen quite a huge amount of drama this evening. And we're heading straight to Chebi, where the tournament is taking place. And he's joining us on the live camera is Razak Musbal, my colleague. And he's been following the tournament throughout the whole day. Razak, let's start with this evening's set of drama in Nsoatreman, Tamale City. It looked like quite a long match. How did that one end?
Well, Oracle, so welcome to Chevi here at the AstroTurf. And it's been a wonderful afternoon and evening of football here as far as the semi-finals of the ongoing Division 1 League Super Cup is concerned. Of course, at 2 p.m., the first semi-final game kicked off between Liberty Professionals and Samatex. It ended 1-0 with Liberty Professionals scoring in the 71st minute. Nana Poku was a player who scored it, and it saw Liberty Professionals get into the finals of the Division 1 Super League, Division 1 League Super Cup. And later at 5 p.m., what has become a rivalry of a sort between Tamale City and Nsoatreman. Also, the game kicked off, and it was Nsoatreman who took the lead via a penalty. And in the 83rd minute thereabout, Tamale City also had a penalty and equalized. And guess what? Nsoatreman had a red card, and later on in the game, Tamale City also had a red card. Then the game finally traveled to extra time. And what was interesting about it is that few minutes when the extra time started, few minutes into the second half of the extra time, the light went off. But what was even more fun was that the fans who clearly was so into the game turned on their mobile phones light and were singing and chanting. Few seconds later, the light came back and it was all fun. The game traveled to penalties. Nervy moment where Nsoatreman missed some penalties, Tamale City missed some penalties. Pretty much everything you want in a game happened here, but eventually it was Nsoatreman who did the double over Tamale City. Yeah, so it's going to be Nsoatreman versus Liberty Professionals on Friday at 5 p.m. for the finals, and for the third and fourth place it is Samatex and Tamale City at 2 p.m. all at the Chebi AstroTurf.
Well, let me stay with you, Musbal. From what you've seen, how would you describe the whole atmosphere, the fans, and how has it been like in terms of the reception at Chebi?
I mean, when I here listening to the officials, they suggest that at the group stages, it wasn't quite impressive as far as the turnout is concerned, but in the semi-final stage, it was unbelievable. Pretty much the entire stadium was filled to capacity, and it wasn't just elderly people you were seeing here. You were seeing children at the ages of 6, 7, all at the stadium here, watching the game and filled with excitement. There were women here. It was such an unbelievable night. I mean, you could see 4-year-old boy, and you're asking him, what are you doing here at 8 p.m.? And he says, I'm here to enjoy the game. And clearly, they enjoy the game. And I'm seeing if you can see some of the visuals. You can see some of the young children standing by the cages and super excited. There's been a wonderful atmosphere here at the Chebi AstroTurf. And I have with me a member of the committee, Mr. George, who has been, a key member of the team as far as the organization is concerned. So I'm going to speak to him very briefly, and he'll bring us up to see. Mr. George, if you can just join us briefly. Mr. George, I mean, of course, you've been here from the group stages all the way to the semi-finals. Just give us a sum of what the atmosphere has been like here.
Well, you have just enumerated to viewers what exactly you came to see. So Jesus said, go and tell the world what you have come to see. And that's right. Honestly, Chebi has been wonderful. Chebi has been great. And we are grateful to the president for this edifice. However, we have reservation about the size. However, the tournament has been very fantastic. The second edition of the 2021-2022 Super Cup competition. Brother, we take nothing from the cup.
I mean, on Friday, we're going to see the third and fourth place game come off. Likewise, the finals.
Yeah.
What are the plans like as far as preparation is concerned ahead of Friday?
Well, before then, I'll walk you through how these two clubs got here. It will interest viewers to note that both Liberty and Nsoatreman were all the same group. Group A, and then it's interesting. Even after match day 3, the two teams still had the same points. 5 goals each, 5 points each, and till here. So on the grand finale, the first thing we are going to beef up, my brother, is the security of the place. Today you saw the numbers that oozed here. Awareness has been well created. Now people are ready for the product, they are enjoying it, and so security is one thing we are going to beef up. Also, I think we need to do more of conscientization. Some of the people have never seen such a tournament here, and so controlling them becomes a problem. Some would like to come to inner perimeter instead of go to the stands. They want to see the players. I don't want to touch them or something. We can understand.
But but one of the things that happens is that the light went off. There was a moment of doom that caught everybody by surprise. Why did the light go off, and what plans do you have to ensure that does not repeat on Friday?
My brother, this is about the second time this is happening here, and we try to speak to the ECG, the guy who takes care, the caretaker here, who said there were some problems with the lines, so we had brought people to the ECG to check on them. I came to see one guy, electrician who was working on it, who told me what was wrong, okay, and that he had worked on it, only for it to repeat itself shamefully.
So on Friday, there's assurance that this is not going to repeat itself, isn't it?
Well, we're going to go extra mile to make sure that this does not repeat itself.
I mean, which dignitary should we expect on Friday, because it's the climax of this wonderful week of football?
Sure, the president will be here, I believe so. The vice president of the Ghana Football Association, Mr. Mark Addo, who is also the chairman of this committee. Will also be Gary. I expect him. Gary, I expect you to be here too, because you're a member of this committee, and a lot of people I know. People who matter in Ghana football, I believe, who make their journey to Chebi toward this grand finale.
So that's Mr. George speaking there, a member of the committee as far as the preparation organization of this whole tournament is concerned. So Oreku, if you can hear me in the studio, then on Friday we'll be here. Tomorrow we'll go and have interaction with Samatex, who have qualified to the Ghana Premier League. We'll have interaction with Nsoatreman. Also, we'll have interaction with Tamale City ahead of our big show, which is the Primer, Ghana Premier League Primer. We'll have interaction with them at their training grounds. And on Friday, we'll bring you exclusive report on the 3rd and 4th place game and the finals that will come off 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. respectively.
Well, thank you very much, Razak Musbao, for summarizing perfectly the event of day 1 of the Division 1 Super League, which is taking place in Chebi this time round. In case you missed it, the final would be between Liberty Professionals and Nsoatreman FC after Nsoatreman beat Tamale City this evening on penalty shootouts. But let's move to the Galka G6 tournament, which is currently ongoing at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, Hartlepool lost their second successive game today to Brekum Chelsea, losing by 4-0, although the Phobians once again paraded what looked like their youth team.
Veering toward the far post is just a good place. Here, Ensu got a header on. Hartlepool defending so poorly, and Mizaka Sante, Mizaka Free is saying thank you, connecting for the opening goal for Chelsea.
Yes, poor defending all over the place, far posts, nobody picking Ensu. And nobody again trying to win the second ball, just goes through the...
Lord Amwa has come into place, Glenn Alfo, and he swings in across. That's the header, and that's the second goal. Kalu Watara, a minute after the break, and Chelsea doubled their lead through the former Nsokoman striker Kalu Watara, and Christopher Enin is excited by this.
Yeah, it's a really good header. Hartlepool and starting the second half like the end of the first, conceding late and conceding early. What a climb! He got up and over Richard McCarthy. There was no way Richard McCarthy was going to be able to compete with Kalu for that area draw. And once he climbed over him,
Ensu, here is Asian, goes through the middle. Dramani to Collins Amiao. Amiao sends a cross, and that's the header into the net. Beautiful goal. Pondros Kwame Kusi makes it 3-0 for Chelsea against Salzburg.
Yeah, the game was stretching and Hearts were suffering. The defensive shape completely gone. And the ball into the box is an absolute peach, left unmarked into an empty net for sure. He's going to finish it again. Question marks about goalkeeper's positioning there. We are not going to make the catch. You don't step off your line. And once he gave himself that.
Eduashra. Here is Salah Hassan. He uses his strength to advantage. This could be the fourth, and it is the fourth goal for Brekum Chelsea. Ewa Dramani gets onto the score sheet and is getting worse for Hatsawok.
Women's football now, where chairperson of the Women's League Committee, Hilary Boatin, says that she is happy with preparations ahead of the new league campaign. Now, she was speaking earlier today with my colleague Muftal Nabila on Sports Today. Well, the Women's Premier League is set to take off on October 7 later this year, but still on Hilary, she says that Ampim Darkwa would be expected to do well, and she believes that one of the reasons why the team would be trying to make an impact in Africa is because of the precedent set by Hazakis ladies last season. Well, that's how we're wrapping up today's edition of Prime Sports. My name is Oreko Ampof. We'll be back again same time tomorrow to bring you the latest in the world of sports.
Sports segments was brought to you by
Bell Beverages, refreshing the nation.